Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for another edition of YBMcast, powered by Game 7 Baseball. Game 7 Baseball.
.com.
You guys are pretty good. We're getting there.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to have Dave hit it since he's on the show. You know, I thought maybe he might want to knock that one out the park, but you gave it to me. I appreciate it. Still part of the show, even though I haven't been in the office in a couple of weeks.
Well, we understand what's going on, bro. You know, you're trying to get it done. You know, I get that. And
it'll get there.
It takes a lot of work to put up nets and get all that stuff in the right place, doesn't it?
It does. It's, you know, being a small business, micro business, if you will, you can't really just, you know, go out and get contractors to come in, drop $4 or $5 grand on having people come in and do contractor work. So, you know, trying to do this myself along with doing my own schedule. So still have to work, then still have to be an unpaid contractor.
You feel that pain, Dave?
Oh, ever so much.
That's why I really don't complain. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares, right? I mean, it's just part of the job of being a business owner.
And you know what? That's why we did it. I'd much rather work for myself. No offense. I've worked with and for some great people, and I've enjoyed those times. But you know what? Having the ability to as a business owner, and you guys are aware of that, it's fun stuff. It's a lot of work.
It definitely has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
It does. And I think that's true with anything you do, right?
Yes, sir.
So here we are in the middle of it.
Here we are.
And as we said, as Mitch pointed out, we have in the studio, it's October, it's fall. We have Dave Penning from Game 7 Baseball. Dave, how we doing?
Great, Brian. We're coming off that great trip to Branson where we were fortunate enough to have you down there with us, and beautiful weather, beautiful complex, and happy birthday, my friend. We got to celebrate your birthday a little bit down there.
Yeah. We were hanging out with Dave and Dave down on the docks. Lake Taneycomo down there in Branson. It was fun. Enjoyed it. Had a great weekend, and my wife came down with me, and it was a lot of fun. And like I said, Saturday was gorgeous.
Yes, it was a beautiful weekend. You know, the tournament went almost flawless. You know, it was beautiful weather, beautiful ballpark. Umpire guys did a great job. For the most part, all the games are pretty much on time. Saturday we got behind on a couple of fields, but we made it up, and everyone was in great spirits, good attitude, and that's the way it should be.
And got a chance to meet Scott Bales, the general manager there at Ballparks of America.
Great guy.
If you didn't get a chance, you can go check that out. Check out that video on Game 7 Baseball's Facebook page. Talking Scott Bales and what they got going on and the relationship there. Good dude. We got a helmet from Ballpark. We're gonna adjust some stuff in the studio here. We're gonna display some baseballs, some autographs, and our Ballparks of America helmet, and got a few things. We're gonna have some fun with it. It was a great venue. We were out in front of the big bat. I got the story on where that thing came from. I didn't know that.
That's some history for you.
Yeah, because
history lesson.
Scott Bales, I guess, owned a sports bar, and he had that up in his sports bar, and he brought it out, and that's where it is.
There on the campus of Missouri State.
Yeah. So there you go. I would say they repainted it for Ballparks of America, though.
Oh, yeah. I think being in that bar, I think it had some things that wouldn't be too conducive for a youth baseball ballpark.
There you go. But we can always change that. There it is. So, hey, but it was good. We're going to take a look here real quick at some winners. We got some pictures up here, and we're going to we got some videos, some highlights that'll flow through here as we're chatting it up. And we also did some trivia, as we are prone to do when we're out at the ballpark. Had some fun with that. We'll show you some video of that. And a couple things that way. So we got a pretty good show for you. We're going to talk about some updates that Game 7's got coming on. 11U, good little tournament there. Southwest Missouri Padres took that tournament championship over the Maumelle.
Arkansas Bulldogs.
Arkansas Bulldogs? I don't know.
I learned that from the World Series, because they came up to our World Series and, return business again. They come to Branson and had a good time, good showing in that division. We had 4 teams, so everybody played each other, and 1 versus 2 in the championship. I think it was a rematch. The Padres, Bulldogs got the Padres in pool play, but rematch, the Padres came out on top in the bracket play.
There you go. And I love that because, and then I think that Padres team, I was talking with, name just went out. My gray hair, man, it's just killing me.
Coach.
I don't think it's the gray hair.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'll come back to it. We'll get there. 12U. We'll just keep moving on. Of course, you had some good teams in this 12U division here, and of course, Josh Cranaway's 11U team was playing up. You had also another clutch. Coach Delcourt's team was there. I don't think he was there though, because when I talked to Josh down there, he was kind of taking that team, kind of coaching that team for Mark. Maybe he came down on Sunday. I don't know, but he wasn't there on Saturday.
Delcourt was there all weekend.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't see him. So I wanted to see him, but I talked to Josh, so that's what I knew. Bros Brothers Baseball was in there. You guys we'll get into that. You guys had a trip down there. Might have some stuff brewing there. Midwest Mavericks, 417 Tomahawks, the Mineral Area Athletics, and Missouri Gators. Good stuff. Big bracket here. Of course, Josh Cranaway's clutch 11U team come out on top in that. He's got that team is just good.
A really talented ball club, and I think our shows leading up to this, we mentioned I was like, hey, that's going to be one of those teams that come out of the area, a team to watch. And every time we ask them to take a challenge and go play up, they accept it and do very, very well. Those guys are some ball players, Yeah. They're not the biggest team on the field, but they can play some baseball.
Boy, they do. And
they're
go ahead, Mitch.
Definitely a well-coached group, and one of the things getting to kind of learn what they're about and being at a park and seeing them play a little bit, or just hearing other coaches talk about them, I really hope that team continues together until they get through that high school level, because that could be a team that turns itself into a regional by the time they're 14s, and then a national group by the time they're graduating high school, if they continue the path that they're on. And obviously, the one thing we always talk about, we don't want 11-year-olds to peak, right? We want to see them peak at that high school age group. So I'm going to be following, just because they're that good and they have that kind of potential. And as a fan of the sport and youth baseball in the area, I'm obviously going to be paying attention and hope they do well for the next 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, they've teamed up. They had that missing component, if you will, but now they found it by teaming up with Mike Ott's facility down there with Legacy Performance Training Center. Very, very nice training center. So I think all the pieces of the puzzle are on the table, and they've definitely put it together. So
yeah,
watch out for those guys in years to come. And like I said, if they can stick together, watch out.
Yep. See, and this is, I'm going to start doing this, and this is just me. This is Youth Baseball Midwest, and this has nothing to do with them. It's probably the first time Dave's ever going to hear me say this.
All right, I'm all ears.
But it's what Mitch and I have talked about this on the show. That's a true AAA team. That is a true AAA team, because they can go up in a division and play and compete and win. They can go into a regional or national event and play at a very high level. Not always win, but they do win some. They go out of town and win. To me, that's a true AAA team, and that's where I'm saying I wish we would allow the teams a little more at the lower levels, 8, 9, just to be open. And as the tournament directors see these teams, start putting the classifications in for those teams rather than these coaches saying, oh, I'm a AAA team. You don't know if you are or not at 8 and 9U.
No, we even have, I think they're classified as major, and I would venture to say that they are a major team.
Right.
In the Midwest. I say so because they've proved themselves outside of the Midwest region. They've traveled down south and done extremely well.
Yeah.
So, I would say major.
Yeah. And that's and again, I'm speaking for myself, speaking for what I think of things. I think that would just be a much better situation to set teams in motion. So when you get to 10, 11, 12, the tournament directors have that opportunity to say, we're going to set the competition level, and we can do that because we've seen these teams. We're playing open events. We know where those teams are. And it's kind of what you do in certain respects anyway.
Yeah, we do our best. I mean, at least we make an honest effort, I will say. I mean, we just don't throw teams up there and let them stick where they may. We do our homework, and it's all archived on there. Yeah, there's going to be a team or two that slips through the cracks, but there's a lot of teams. For the most part, I think we do a pretty good job.
Yeah. And so
I can't complain. I mean, we spent a full 14U season there last year. And like I said on previous shows, when we had these conversations and working against, Basta, the Apaches, and some of these local teams that were really good AA teams. And it always used to bother me when other teams in the area, we would play in a tournament. And, if we had a lesser team come up, they would say, that's a AAA team. They're only playing down. Shame on this person. No. They're just really good AA. They haven't won a AAA event. They haven't done that well in AAA. I mean, shouldn't say that about Bassa, but he moved up. You know what I mean? That was a decision that you guys had conversations about. We moved up, we played up at the end of the season into the, and again, we played the best AA teams trying to compete, and it ended up being really all the really good AA teams. And so, to me, it's like, where are we at? I couldn't classify my group as a AAA level team because we didn't have the IQ there just yet. And yet we finished, we did a pretty good job in Game 7 events. And I just look at the talent, and maybe your team's a single A team. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's where you need to go to compete at a different level versus trying to classify yourself as a AA group. Or if you feel that you have 4 or 5 AA kids and that's who you cater to, then you have to make those decisions and live with them. But parents dogging on directors all the time, I'm over that kind of stuff. Stop looking at teams trying to trophy hunt. I'm sure it happens. I get it, but identify what is really on the field. There's still holes in Basta's team. There's still holes in the Apaches. There's still holes in Cranor-Wetter's team, for that matter. That's why he can't win big national tournaments just yet. You know what I mean? So he's not cherry picking from 8 different counties. He's got a small group of boys from a small community that he is taking and playing on a high level. To me, that's some big time stuff. That's why I want to chase Cranor-Wetter's group and watch them. And that, to me, like Dave said, that's a major team in St. Louis.
Yeah, absolutely. 13U. You had a big group here. There's 12 teams, Dave, and this was a really solid group of teams, wasn't it?
Yeah, 12 teams. Nice bracket. What we did after pool play, we took the top 8 and split them off into the gold bracket, and then the bottom 4 went into a silver bracket to get some more games down there at Ballparks of America. And like you said, it was a solid group. Look at the pool play scores; it was nice. And
yeah. Oh yeah, it was some good scores, good ball games. It was a big one though, 14-12. It's still close, 6-3. You had a couple get away there. 1-0 game right here. Southwest Missouri Bombers, Missouri Brewers. 2-2. It got a tie between the Arkansas Futures and Southwest Missouri Bombers. Then you got into bracket play, and the grind from up here. In St. Louis was in it. TPF Sluggers, is that down south? That's Arkansas? Is it TPF Sluggers?
Yeah,
Arkansas?
I do believe so.
And Arkansas Futures, the Missouri Brewers. I believe that's
Kansas
a 4-1.
City.
Is that Kansas City? Okay. U.S. Nationals, Sal McGee's squad there. The Sticks, Arkansas Sticks out of, I think was it Jonesboro, I believe it is. Southwest Missouri Bombers there in Springfield, Missouri Angels. I'm not quite sure where they were from. But we can look because we have the technology.
Jeff City, I do believe.
Carl Junction, Missouri.
Carl's Junction.
Wow. There you go. All there. Great stuff. Got a 2-1 ball game. McGee's U.S. Nationals beat the Southwest Bombers 2-1 in that semifinal. The Missouri Bombers beat Aqua's Grind team 12-6, and the Nationals won it 10-5 in the championship game. That was a really good bracket, though. Some good teams.
Yeah, nice to see Sal back in the winner's circle. He's been around forever, and good to see him retool and get out there. Look at his path to the championship. Look at those scores.
Oh, yeah. It was because he played that Sticks team out of Arkansas.
That was a really good game there on Chicago Field.
Yeah.
It was a
7-6
one-run ball game. I kind of got to watch a little bit of it as I was running around back and forth, but looks like they squeezed the tying run in and ended up winning it in the last inning there with a base hit down the line.
And then they Southwest Missouri Bombers 2-1 ball game. That's good baseball right there.
Yeah, not an easy path. And then the championship game, he faced Ronnie and the Missouri Brewers. That they always come to Game 7 all the time and do extremely well. He's always fields a solid ball club.
There you go. I love it. That's a well played tournament there. 14 U's. The Midmo Stars took the number 1 seed behind Fox Sports Sox Beasley, but sadly, the Midmo Stars they lost to the Southwest Missouri Wolves, who took the championship game over Fox Sports Beasley's squad, or the Fox Sports Sox. There it is. I'll spit it out in a minute.
Joplin.
That's why.
For you.
That's why I get paid the big bucks around here.
Yeah, I mean, here again, you got to pay attention to the format that we utilize. See right there, just only 5 fields, but I think we had 4 different formats. So, case in point, look at the the 12U bracket.
Mm-hmm.
You had Cranawetter's 11U facing off against the Mineral Area Athletics, correct?
Correct.
Look at that. The Mineral Area paid attention to the bracket. Everybody made it. They went 0-2 in pool play. So, he paid attention. Everybody made it, and he ended up in the finals.
Yeah, he did. And I know people go, "Oh, he's sandbagging." Well, not necessarily. I mean, you don't know that you're going to win that. You taking a chance because you're ending up playing the number 2 seed, which was Mark Delcourt's clutch team,
exactly.
which is still good, and but beat him 8-7, close ball game.
Exactly. I mean, you as a coach, we don't have cookie cutter formats, so it's your job to look at that and pay attention.
I can remember. I remember going down early, and I admitted this early on when in one of our shows when we went down to Ballparks of America to play in our 14U tournament. I did not. Was it? Yeah, I went down with not paying attention that it was open. And so when I got down there and I saw that Wow Factor group, I'm looking at that Wow Factor team, and I'm just like, we don't belong on the field with this group, And so I'm sitting here and I go to look, and I'm like, oh, that would be why, because the event is open and not a AA or whatever. And I'm like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but maybe I would have set something up a little bit differently, or maybe took the L on that one instead of maybe throwing a bigger arm in that game. When I saw the kids, I obviously looked at them and go, we're going to have to try to compete. But I learned early on, you have to pay attention to what is happening in the brackets. And then I just stuck to the formula of making sure I won at least one game in pool play, because I didn't want to be an 8 seed, and pitch some of my secondary arms just to be an 8 seed to face a 1 seed, because that 1 seed probably still has one of their better arms going, a top 2 arm. And so for me, I'm like, pay attention, because we have been in tournaments to where you had a gold and a silver, if you will, or a top and a bottom bracket, and then we've had events where 10 teams would make it to the one bracket play, and so I just never wanted to be an 8 seed. I didn't want to take my chances, if you will. I felt safer being a 4 or 5 than an 8 versus 1. That's just how I felt. But fortunately for us, we were mostly 1 seeds or 2 seeds to end the season. We went on a nice little run where we had finished pretty well, and so I didn't have to deal with that. So I stuck to that formula with pitching at least one of my big arms, and Titus. You saw what he did for the team. So I will definitely say that when doing Game 7, recaps every week that we did through the summer, I'm looking and going, oh, we have 5 different age groups doing 4 or 5 different bracket plays. Like my buddy was in 9U or 10U, and I'm in 14U. It's completely different formatting. So pay attention so that you can strategize. I mean, it is still part of the process and the game. And so, just don't sign up and not pay attention like I did early in the season.
Well, and then one thing too, our website, I guess I'll toot our horn here, if you will.
Go ahead.
It allows you to do that because we have a site director and a UIC on board, and they're there to collect those scorecards right away, immediately, and get that in and update that information. So you do have that available for you, so you can kind of play along as the tournament unfolds, and you can see where you stand up. It gives live scoring of the standings where you're at, and how many runs you can or cannot give up to get you into that top bracket. So that's one thing also that we do well. I'll go ahead and say it. I'll toot our horn here.
You guys do. You do.
I've been back when I was coaching a while back, a long time ago. You had to go.
Which one is it? A while back or a long time ago?
Both. A while back, a long time ago. You wouldn't get the scores updated. You'd have to run up and then send somebody up there to a chalkboard or a dry erase board and see what the score was. And it was. But now with the technology and stuff that we have, we put it to use, and it's there for the coaches to use as a tool.
Yeah, you can be sitting at the restaurant and go, "Hey, we're the numbered seed 4 or 5 or 6 or 1 or whatever it is."
Yeah, we were at the World Series, and I needed a lot of help with finishing that top seed or whatever, and I needed a lot of help. I was at Cyberg's, and I'm just checking. I'm like, oh, looks like we got that number 1 seed as I'm scrolling through. But it's funny that you say coaches can go online and look or whatever, and I'm like, I'm thinking like parents are already got that information refreshing. So I get that text right away that says, "Hey, we finished as a 1 or 2 seed. We played 8:30." I'm like, thanks. Thanks for letting me do my job. Not that sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but you know what? They're just trying to help at the end of the day. They're not trying to really step on my toes. They just want less burden, on me, and I'm paying attention and let me enjoy my family time. At least that's how I'm going to portray that information. So my parents are the first ones on it. They're like, "Yep, coach, we play at 10 o'clock tomorrow. You finish as 2 seed, 1 seed, whatever." And I'm like, thanks, guys.
I'm laughing.
So it's not just coaches.
No, I'm laughing, Mitch, because it happened this weekend. I was on the golf cart and, running around, and I made a mistake. I made a mistake. And I flip-flopped the scores. I had the Missouri Brewers losing, and just as I hit save and send, Schmidt's phone's blowing up. Hey, you got the score wrong. Like, man, I just didn't put that in.
I just hit save.
That's good, though. Hey.
They're on top of it, boy.
We're just checking them. They passed.
Just making sure.
That's right.
I want to go back here. 13U, there was a silver bracket, and I was remiss in letting you know the Mackensites squad, 13U, did win the silver bracket there, 11-7 over Legacy Baseball. So there you go. Want to make sure we got that.
And on the lines of that, I'm glad to circle back to the 13U. Coach Sharon Reeves, really good guy. Get well soon, Sharon. He had an emergency surgery. Oh. He had a detached retina.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so hopefully he was unable to make the trip. He had entered his 2 teams into there. Yeah. So Sharon's one of those good guys out there, helps us out umpiring times as well. And get well, Coach Sharon. We're with you, brother.
There you go. Big shout out. we want to finish up here. We're going to do this real quick. I want to show this video because we did some trivia. So we're going to do that real quick, and we're going to come back and we're going to get some fall updates from Dave. So I'm here with the Mohawks. We're going to do a little baseball trivia. I got up first. Who I have here, buddy?
Bryn Smith.
What was the last year the Cardinals won the World Series?
2006. No.
2006? Mm-hmm. That would be incorrect. It was close. They did win in 2006, but it was 2011. Sorry. All right.
Dang it.
Thank you, though, Brent. All right, who do we have here?
Jace Michael.
How many current Gold Glovers are on the Cardinals? If you don't have an answer, nobody blurt it out because we may ask this one again. No? Don't know?
I guess like 5.
5 is absolutely correct. All right, who do I have here?
Simon Webster.
Simon. All right, Simon. Cardinals fan?
Yep.
Good job. Are they going to win the World Series this year?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, they're good enough?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How many games did Waino and Yadier, how many games was it that set the record for most games as a battery mates? Do you remember?
52.
No, that would be incorrect. Got a lot more than that.
Yeah.
All right, who do we got here?
Keegan Long.
Keegan Long. Keegan, got a good one for you here. Which Cardinals shortstop was called the Wizard?
Ozzie Smith.
That is absolutely correct. Good job. There you go. Winner, chicken dinner. Smith right there. There you go. All right, who do I got here?
Maddox Wilson.
What is it?
Maddox Wilson.
Maddox. Who wore the number 5 in 2009? Guys, you want to help him out?
Yeah.
Who wore the number 5 in 2009?
I know it's an expired number.
We can help him out.
I know it's
He played for Angels. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we know.
Pujols.
Pujols. That is absolutely correct.
About that.
Very good.
That was my favorite.
Hey, did you know?
Guys, thanks.
He played back then too.
All right, that was a lot of fun. Those kids, it was fun. Some of them knew, some of them didn't. Mom was over there going, "I'm going to disown you if you can't answer this question," and it was, I mean, tough crowd, man, tough crowd.
Yeah.
But the kids are always fun. I love doing trivia with the kids. And you know what? As we say, knowing the game, understanding what's come before you, I think it's important. How many players do you know? Because we asked that question about, and I'm going to say it because I know somebody, is still not going to answer it. We ask who holds the single season stolen base record for the St. Louis Cardinals. Do you guys know?
I would have went with Vince Coleman.
What'd you say?
Vince or Lou?
I would have went Vince Coleman. I thought it was like 105 or 106.
It is Vince Coleman. And most everybody says Lou Brock because he did. Lou Brock, and it was Vince Coleman. I think it was, 87? Maybe earlier.
Something like that. I think it was the year before he stepped on the tarp and broke his leg.
Yeah. The World
I think it was 105, wasn't it?
It was. I believe it is.
105? I can. What's funny is I can envision Vince Coleman's 1987 baseball card, and it's him just kind of standing there in a spring training top, like off in the backfield, just exhausted from a workout. That's pretty. You know what we could do? This is random here, but in trivia questions that you might have in the future, we could do a baseball card giveaway with maybe a player like that.
Yeah.
Like if the kid gets the question correct, I'll give him an 87 Vince Coleman. I mean, they're only like a penny. So the junk era,
let me know when you're doing
we
the
could
Babe
give
Ruth
away a
one,
bunch
man.
of cards. Well, I won't do that. I won't give away the cards that have a little bit of value to them. No, sir. But I can remember that because I think it was 88 that Vince had jumped on the St. Louis Post-Dispatch cover of the tarp and broke his leg. I think that was 88.
I think it was.
It basically ruined his career.
Oh, yeah, because Vince Coleman was unbelievable. And I know and we're asking 11-year-olds, make no mistake, and there's a lot of them that answer Lou Brock because they have some of the history. And I think it's because his career got cut short a little bit with a broken leg that he isn't talked about as much. But Vince Coleman was unbelievable as a baseball player. So, all right, now that we got that out of the way.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree, Brian, with the fact that Vince Coleman's career was short, and Lou Brock clearly, he's a Hall of Famer. So when you go to a ball game, you will see Lou Brock on the outfield wall, or you'll see a statue of Lou Brock, and so it's just natural that if you walk by and see a name Lou Brock, that's the guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Penning, what do we got? You guys are hard at work. I know you're still doing the fall ball tournaments, but you're working behind the scenes. You're putting stuff together. You got some venues, everything that goes on in the off season. You guys are constantly moving, working at making Game 7 baseball better. So, what do you got going on, bud?
Yeah, and just like this most recent trip, we started on Friday. We went down and visited Jay there at Fordland with the White Brothers. Bros Baseball. Bros Baseball. Yep. And potentially want to couple up with him and do some things down there, if not this year, in 24.
Mm-hmm.
So met with him, great guy there. And he came down with two of his teams.
Yes, he did.
The 11s and the 12s. So, and then from there, Paul from Ballparks of America, they purchased Show Me Baseball Camp, which is right on the banks of Table Rock Lake, right there in Kimberling City and Reed Springs.
Wow.
Beautiful facility. It's going to take a little time, a little work. They're hard at it right now. It has 2 full-size fields, grass end fields, brick dugouts, and 2 smaller fields that are all Bermuda grass. They had the sprinklers going on. You can tell some work's being done right there. That's going to come around nicely. And we're going to have a couple tournaments there in April and May as well.
Very good.
Then back over to Ballparks, where we signed our deal for 2023. 5 dates there. 5 dates next year.
5 dates in Branson.
Correct. And they are released and ready to be signed up for. Mitch, tell Jamal to get in.
We'll get Jamal. Well, I'm going to get Jamal down there. My team's moved up to 15U this year, so I'm going to be looking for those high school events towards the end of the year. And so if there's something down there by Table Rock that you do with the full-size fields in that age group, let me know or help me guide me to a place to go, because I want to continue to play in you guys' tournaments simply because of the experiences I've had playing Game 7 and this isn't we've played in other events. I have had a lot of I like the umpires that you have umpiring. They're friendly when there's mistakes being made. Some of those guys go to the pitchers and help them out, let them know they're balking or, without dictating the game in any given moments. And they say this at the conversations at the plate. So we want to play Game 7, of course. But obviously the 15 or high school age group is not as full usually as the younger ages. So I'm gonna be looking for those when you release them out. But I'm preaching to Coach Jamal, because I feel like his group would be a much better situation with Game 7 because of the way that you guys classify your ages, going back to the AA, single A, double A, major, triple A kind of tournaments. A lot of events that he plays in are open. So he'll go out and get a game that competes against, one that makes sense, and then the other one just blows him out of the water. So we want his team to be successful to gain growth. So you'll be seeing Tribe baseball there, but you might not see as much as me. At least on the recaps, you will.
I'm looking forward to that. Now, are they, just an inquisitive mind, are they going to be trying to use those parks also for their week-long stuff there?
I am under the understanding that they are going to try to get one game in over there and, dovetail it in with the turf over there. Now,
Don't know.
I don't know, but that's what I heard.
Okay.
So
That's curious.
it's on the other side of the lake over there, like I said, right on the banks of beautiful Table Rock Lake. I had Schmidt. I said, man, it's a beautiful day. I said, let's just at least drive down by the lake. So we did. I saw all the boats out there fishing. I was like, can you run this tournament by yourself tomorrow, buddy?
I'm gonna go.
Is that
rent a
the first
boat.
time you've ever been on? Is that the first time you've been on Table Rock?
No. I used to go down all
Okay.
the time and fish a Anheuser-Busch fishing tournament there, and good memories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Table Rock Lake is one of the most beautiful lakes in this state has, large or small.
You are correct.
We're gonna have to get Dave on here for a fishing show.
Hey, I won't shove lead weights down my fish when I weigh them in.
I was just gonna ask if you saw that debacle up there about with the walleye tournament or whatever when them guys stuffed 8-ounce lead weights down there.
Did you see the reaction from those guys? I thought some of the parents at the baseball tournaments get a little irate, but my goodness, did you see those guys?
What
I did, and I followed the
university was
tournament director for the tournament.
Yeah, no, what was that university that was it? It was a big one too, wasn't it?
No, it was a fishing tournament, a pro fishing tournament,
Was it really?
a walleye fishing tournament.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They
Sorry.
do have college bass fishing though, but it was a walleye tournament that these guys got busted in, and the tournament director actually went live, and I mean he had some very, very choice words, and it would not be kid friendly, so you do not want to share the link, Brian, to that Facebook. There was a lot of
We won't.
explicit language. I mean, a lot. But you know what? It's funny because when you think about the grind, these people were really upset because of how much work they put in, and just like that, people want to cheat, and it's like that in all phases. Like you just look at these people, you just get disgusted by the actions. The over the weekend, I believe in Chesterfield, I think there was a big argument after a game between parents, two sides after an end of a game. There was a big shoving match, over like a 12-13U game or something it was. And I understand emotions. I'm an emotional guy. But at some point, what is what are we setting as role models to our kids still look up to us, and when the coach is trying to talk, they're ear hustling the crowd because they hear a shouting match between two teams talking about one being Bush League and one not, or whatever the BS was. Just walk away. That's why sometimes I get a little offended when they have adult beverages there that they don't monitor, and it can get out of hand. I just, as we have to do better as adults, because people are watching us. Kids are watching them fish. That tournament director even said, and this is what I was getting at, is there was kids there watching this happen, watching cheaters cheat. They're watching, adults act with certain language, and we just need to be aware of our surroundings. When we're out at the ball field or now at the dock trying to weigh fish in.
Dave,
Very
what else?
random there, so I do apologize, but
That's right. PSA, baby. PSA. What
My
else you
fault.
Just be better.
Getting off topic there. My fault.
I think every Tuesday at about 10:30 we run about 12 to 15 minutes longer because the guy that's remote always just runs way off the deep end, and see, here we are. We're about minute 13 of me rambling. So I'll let you go, Brian. Back to you.
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I think we were talking about what we have in store for next year,
Yeah.
and in addition to the 5 Ballparks of America dates, we also picked up 3 dates at Ballparks National at the Lake of the Ozarks, where we can do some more fishing.
Let's go.
Let's not get.
Yeah, 3 days.
Summertime's night fishing's the best.
One in April, one in May, and one in July. Looking forward to a very nice complex down there, a partnership with those guys. Looking forward to the Cinco de Mayo will be there this year.
Ooh,
One of the stages of the Cinco de Mayo will be in Ballparks National down at the Lake of the Ozarks this year.
wow, cool.
Sombreros.
Have
will be out
a
on the
high
lake.
school age group down there, and I'll come.
They actually are putting full-size fields in. They are going to do that, Mitch.
Are they going to be ready by the end of 2023? Or are they just going to still be in that process?
They are projected to be finished by the end of the season here coming up. So, along with other things else, the turf, I don't know if that will get held up, but when I talked to those guys a couple of weeks ago, they're projecting it to be the full-size seals to be ready by the end of this year. Or in 2023, that is.
End of 2023.
Well, ready for play, but I don't want to commit to that. So
no, that's what you've heard.
that's what they're projected
Yeah.
for. So we all know how that goes.
Just remember, folks.
Yeah, I'm 3 weeks in and still haven't got my cages up.
They are projected to be finished.
It's in the works. Yeah, it's there. So
we don't want to speak out of turn.
no, but it's going to happen.
There you go. All right. You got a lot happening. I love that southwestern Missouri feel between the Lake of the Ozarks down there, Branson and whatnot. You guys got a lot going on in that area there. And I think it's bringing teams, as you've seen, you're bringing teams, Oklahoma, you've seen a lot of the Kansas side, Arkansas side coming up, and Missouri, and it's becoming a really attractive tournament spot that way, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, we're growing, that's for sure. I mean, at a controlled pace, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
We also added some turf in Owensboro, Kentucky, beautiful complex there. So we'll be going there this year, and some more dates in Greenville. And like I said, we're growing slowly but surely at a controllable pace.
And that's the key, isn't it? Because sometimes you can get big. Because I think the infrastructure has to be right. Umpires, fields, the people to run the tournament correctly. Am I right?
No doubt about it. A lot of moving parts to be a success. We just don't want to throw tournaments out there to be the biggest. We want to be the best. And by doing so, we take great pride in all of those things. You got to have all those key elements to be successful.
There it is.
I love the fact that he's sticking to a process, being a youth show, and we talk about baseball most of the time, that there's a process involved, right? And he had mentioned, I think it was with quote me, you have to correct me here, but Bros Brothers or whoever you're working with, they said something about, potentially 2023, but if not 2024, I mean, it's 2022. And so that's a year and a half that it could, develop, and so as you're looking at this, you're seeing a process in place, not just let me do this real fast and make a bunch of mistakes and learn from them. Let's do it right. Let's sit, chat, host a couple, whatever it may be before we go full, all in. And I really appreciate the commitment to the process and that slow but steady thing, kind of runs the race, the turtle in the hare kind of thing.
Yes, sir. It a lot, like I said before, I sound like a broken record, but a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people do not see.
Yeah. yeah. Because I've been there and I've watched what you guys have had to do and whatnot. It's not an easy thing to run a quality tournament. It's not. And I guarantee there's a tournament director around that. If they're telling you, oh no, we do this like clockwork. No, because it isn't clockwork, because you're dealing with all types of elements, and not just the physical elements, but the personal elements of people and the things. And it's not all bad. It's just what happens.
Well, a lot of trust goes in there. Dave and I cannot be physically at every place. I mean, as we grow, naturally, strength in numbers, as we get bigger, and we have to surround ourselves with good people, and that's what we're trying to do. And to trust those people, it's, that's
a process.
It is a process, absolutely. Look at our Tennessee. I think they're heading for 3 consecutive fall tournaments with over 100 teams.
Oh my goodness!
And she does a great job down there. Imagine, fall, it's sporadic. You've got officials and umpires doing other sports like soccer and basketball. I'm sorry, and football.
Right.
That's a lot of fields you need to fill for a baseball tournament.
You ain't kidding.
And she
man.
does it. She keeps doing it year in and year out, and we trust her with it, and she does a great job down there.
That's cool, and I love the fact that we'll talk a little bit more. We're going to have Dave back on a monthly basis right now for the season. We'll bring him back at the first part of November. Talk about what's going on. Keep you guys up to date. We'll finish up the fall ball. You got a few more tournaments that'll finish out this month.
Yep, we have a few more in store that we're working on, but I don't want to expose them just yet because it's still in the works. Like you said, it's a process. But if not this year, for sure in 24, we'll have it out there and expose it. But it never stops. Even though it's our quote unquote off season, it is our busy season. So sounds like an oxymoron, but
This is when you get things done.
It never stops. It never stops.
Oh yeah. So Dave, as always, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. You guys do it great, and thanks for coming down to Branson on your birthday weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was upset.
It was fun.
I was upset, Brian, that Facebook didn't tell me that it was your birthday. Facebook usually tells me when it's everybody's birthday, and I thought maybe it was because you're older than most of all of us that's why it didn't happen. You didn't want to populate your age.
Hey, baby. It's
sorry.
all good.
I had to get a dig. I had to get a dig. I missed you. I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks, and I was looking at my name tag up here. If I put in the man, the myth, and the legend, would that actually populate on the show?
Yeah. No.
Oh, so I can put little hidden subliminal messages. That's what I'm gonna do next show if I don't make it in.
Just put it in there. We'll figure it out.
I'll make it kid friendly, of course.
Of course, because that's what we do around here. We keep it.
That's what we do.
It's for the kids, man. It's for the kids.
Keep it simple.
Exactly. So, Mitch, as always, hey, keep working hard, bro. Keep working hard. It'll get there.
It'll get there. Absolutely. One day closer. It's a process, right?
Good seeing you, Mitch.
Yes, sir, Dave. Thank you.
You bet. Take care, buddy.
Everybody, thanks for
Have a good day.
in. We appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button. It's right there. Hit that dinger, because that's what we do around here, right, Mitch?
Yep. We hit it over the fence. There's no more doubles anymore. Like I'm so excited about Albert Pujols hitting 795 homers. 703 passing Babe Ruth. There is no glory in hitting a Paul DeYoung double. So we're just gonna go with hitting dingers. That's what we do. We hit the dinger on the little bell thingy that dings. We hit dingers there. We hit dingers on 200-foot fences, 300-foot fences, you name it. There ain't no park big enough for us. We knock it out of the park every time.
And when you hit that dinger, it gets your notification to see us. And that's great. And we appreciate you tuning in. Comment below. Tell us what you think of the show. We do appreciate it. Everybody, have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, keep throwing strikes, and hitters,
keep hitting dingers.
Yes, let's go. Because they ain't there. They ain't in. Them dingers are not in the field of play. They're out of there. Well, they're in fair territory.
And when you do, please return the baseball.
Listen, that's $7 a ball. We know exactly where that's going. Hey, will it cut down on fees if we return home run balls?
We'll see you all next time.